So, my name's Joey Dukes. You guys have seen me up here beatbox before. I'm going to do something a little bit different tonight. Last week I did a couple of jokes. I figured I'd share a couple more with you. Because one of the things that I've learned to take from life lately is that you really got to take the time to find your own humor in life. Like, everybody's so caught up in the day-to-day and the minute-to-minute and, oh, I got work and, that's 8 hours of my life wasted and all this other stuff. Be happy. Be funny for a little while. Too many people have the manager haircut and just want to be like, yeah, bah humbug and everything. So I found some ways to make my own humor. I use my beatbox skills for evil sometimes. One of my favorite things to do is go to the gas station and pretend like I've got one of those voice boxes and order some cigarettes from the person at the front cash register. They don't know what to do. So you walk up there and you're just like, Marlboro 100s. They give you some crazy looks. Another one, just go to your local thrift store, pay $1, get you a black sheet or a black cloak, and take a stroll a couple laps around an old folks' home. Another one is, some people know reverse shopping from the retail world. Mine's a little bit different. Instead of taking things that people have already taken off the shelves and putting them back on the shelves, I take them and I put them in other strangers' buggies. It's really funny when you walk up to a 90-year-old lady and put a box of Magnums in her buggy. But, I talk about my music and stuff like that a lot. I started my music foundation back when I was in school. That was one of the few things that I took from school that I was supposed to. There's a lot of lessons that people learn that they don't teach in class, like algebra. It's weird, I thought that when they put the letter J in, that it was supposed to represent the number 10, because that's where it comes in the alphabet. So when I took my first test to my teacher, she just looked at me like, no. So, another thing I learned is that the English teacher has a cup that's supposed to be full of coffee, but it holds just the same amount of vodka. Yeah. The other thing I learned in school that not everybody learns is that the special ed class is probably the best. And I'd rather be there than anywhere else because they make the best chocolate chip cookies. But I've grown up. I'm a little more of an adult somewhat. I look at it anyway. I don't really act that way. But I've had a lot of customer service jobs. Anybody else here do customer service? So you know what I'm about to say then. I was in guest relations. Okay, so people will call up and tell me how you'd react in this situation. Ring, ring. Hey, thanks for calling guest relations. My name's Joey. What can I do for you today? Yeah, this hospital locked me in the closet. What? What? Start over. All right, hey, I'm Joey. So another thing, we had some serious calls too. They weren't all fun and games. We had people call up and say, I can't afford my medication. What am I supposed to do? Ma'am, you're at the maximum benefit. There's nothing I can do for you. Well, you know what? I'm just going to take all of what I have left. Click. What? So I actually handled that situation. I called 911, got the cops over to her house, and actually saved her life. So it was actually pretty cool how that turned out. But then you get calls like this, where somebody calls up and they're like, there's a man chasing me around in a safari hat. What? A safari hat. This woman told me that there was a man in a red shirt and a straight up go to the African safari and the hat, chasing her through the hotel. And I'm like, so what are you doing on the phone with me? Why didn't you call the police? And she's all like, well, I think I just got away from him. I ditched him in an elevator. I'm like, again, why are you not speaking with the police right now? But that turned out well too, because the fun part of being in the hotel business is when you call the hotels trying to get things solved because you're not actually there. And the people already know why you're calling before they even pick up the phone. So it's like, hey, I'm calling from guest relations. You're calling about 112, aren't you? Yeah, I'm calling about room 112. Well, I already told them they could go wherever the heck they want to, and we'll just cancel their room because I'm done with them already. And I'm like, well, I haven't even had a chance to help. Can we back this up just a little bit? So it's cool to know, the hard part is knowing when you can and can't relate to somebody in guest relations. I spent more oftentimes than can't. But one of the other funny thoughts that I had recently was there's been a lot of talk in the news about these bad neighborhoods and bad education and violence and drugs and gangs and all this other stuff. Well, I think I have a really simple solution to a lot of the local problems. All we have to do is drop a couple care packages of Pokemon cards. Get them hooked on that, they won't have any money left for drugs and guns. So recently we just had Mother's Day. Applause for the moms. I respect the moms a lot because whether it was Ninja Turtles 30 years ago or Hatchimals last Christmas, these women have been going to these stores and pulling their hair out trying to get us presents. So remember that when you go home and your mom's got a little gray hair or a little bald spot in the back, that was you. So, thanks. I hope you guys smile. I hope you guys have a good night. Have a good time.